Restaurants can receive more than 60 calls every single day, both from people making reservations and those asking general inquiries about their services. This can be quite a lot of work for the business owner or the worker on shift. Thankfully, we now have AI phone systems that can automatically take phone calls and respond quickly with a realistic sounding voice. Here's a quick demo.
Hey, welcome to City Dining. How can we help you?
Hi, I'd like to book in for tomorrow at 2 p.m.
Sure. What is your name, please?
John.
Hold on a sec. Great. We've booked you in for tomorrow at 2 p.m.
This system was able to talk naturally with the caller, understand their requirements, and book them in for a later time. This will save restaurants time and headaches trying to make these calls themselves. My name is Brendan and I run Inflate AI, where my team and I help businesses integrate the latest AI solutions. In this video, I'll build an AI phone system that converses with the caller, helps them understand a menu, and books reservations for a restaurant from scratch. And by the end of this video, I'll show you how to get access to everything I will create in this video for free. So jumping right into it, this right here is Vappy.ai. So Vappy.ai is going to be the main platform that we're going to be using to build this AI voice assistant. So once you've created an account and you've landed on this page, what we're going to do is go ahead and click Create Assistant. Once we've done this, we're going to go ahead and give it a name. Once we've given it a name, we're just going to click on Blank Template. We're not going to use any of their pre-created templates, and we're just going to click Create Assistant. Once you've done that, you're going to land on a page that looks like this, and these are our assistant settings. This is the main dashboard that we're going to use to put together and build our assistant. If you haven't used the Vappy platform or any AI phone system before, I would recommend you go ahead and watch my 2-hour tutorial covering everything there is to know about AI phone callers, which you can see in the top right. But to give you a quick rundown, the way this works is that we give it instructions through prompts. The AI will follow these instructions, and that shapes its personality. It shapes exactly what its intentions are. And that's how we're able to build a restaurant booking system. So the first thing that we can go ahead and do for our assistant is actually input a first message. So when we call this assistant, we're going to get a first message that pops up when we actually call it. So when we call it, it's not just going to say nothing. It's going to have to say something. It's going to wait for our response, and then we can obviously continue the conversation. So for example, something we could say is, hey, welcome to City Dining. How can we help you? And once it's read that message, it's just going to wait for us to then say something. The next option we have is the system prompt. And this is the main prompt, the main instruction set that we're going to be giving to the assistant to base its entire personality and its entire system off. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually delete the system prompt that is already here. And now I've gone ahead and pasted in a system prompt template that I like to use to structure my prompts around. This prompt template gives us all the basics we need to instruct the assistant to do exactly what we want it to. So for example, we could say you are John, a receptionist at City Dining. You are a friendly assistant who helps customers. Then next we have the task, and this is what they actually do. So the purpose of the call and what they're meant to actually help the customer with. So in this case, I've said your task is to help answer any questions the customer has and book them into a reservation if requested. Then next we have the specifics. So this is how the assistant actually does that task that we previously mentioned. So for example, I've said, please refer to the menu information provided for any questions on our menu. If they request to make a reservation, please capture their name and when they would like to book for, then run the booking function. So we're going to include this menu information later on in the prompt, and we're also going to set up this booking function later in the video. Then for the next part of this prompt, we want to give it a bit more information about the actual business. So the more context we give it about its existence, why it exists, what the business does, the better it will be and the more consistent it will be in doing exactly what we want it to do. So in this case, I've said City Dining is a luxurious and expensive restaurant that provides high-end services with world-class food. We've been operating for over 30 years. Then next, what we do, so just a bit more general information about the exact business. So for example, I've said we are a restaurant that provides world-class food. It's not really needed in this case because it's pretty obvious what the business does, but obviously more complex business structures might need a bit more detail as to exactly what the business provides. Then the next part of our prompt is the examples, and this is one of the most important parts of our prompt because the AI caller really refers to the examples for how it should respond. Now, before I jump into creating the examples, I'm actually going to create another tab for the menu. And so this menu is obviously going to include all of the food items that we want in our menu. Now, Vappy also has a knowledge base where we can upload files for the assistant to refer to. Now, this is a really great feature for uploading large amounts of information and having it refer to those bits of information. Now, unfortunately, I found the Vappy knowledge base to not be the most reliable knowledge base that there is, and I've tended to move the information into the actual prompt for it to do it a bit better. And for this example, the menu shouldn't be too long, so it should be pretty easy just to put in the prompt. So to create this menu, I've just gone over to ChatGPT and I'm going to say, create a menu for City Dining, a high-end restaurant. Please provide 10 food items in a list. So here we go. I've just imported the menu from the ChatGPT response, and we've got a wide variety of starters, desserts, and main courses. One thing I will modify about this is I'm actually going to add some markdown formatting to each starter, main course, and dessert options. So we can do that by adding 2 hashtags to the start, and I might just add a column there as well. And the reason we do this is that the markdown formatting is actually seen by the OpenAI models. And this is a really good way to actually structure our data. So it gets a bit more of a sense as to what the data is, what refers to what, and it just makes our answers a lot more accurate. So now I've gone ahead and created an example using some of the menu items to really give the AI a bit more context as to exactly how it should be using the information to create the conversation. So for the example, I've said user, and the user is referring to the caller, so the customer, that's saying, hi, have you got any vegetarian meals? And then you is referring to the assistant. So yes, we have the vegetarian. Can't really say that, not sure how to. And then we have you, so that's referring to the assistant, and that's saying, yes, we have the vegetarian, whatever this meal says. And then we've got the user that's saying, great, can I book in for tomorrow night, 10 p.m? And then we're saying, sure, what was your name? Because we're making sure that we do capture the name every time, like we said previously in our task. And then of course, the user says their name. And then what we do is we say, run the booking function. So obviously the prompt understands what functions are. We can just type this naturally and say, run the booking function. Then below this, I'm saying, if the returned data confirms the booking, then continue on. If it's continue on, then we're saying, great, we've booked you in for tomorrow at 10 p.m. See you soon. Thank you. So this is a really basic example that we're using for our conversations. And now I'm going to test if this thing actually works. I'm just going to ask it about some of the menu items to see if it actually knows what I'm talking about. I have quickly swapped over the OpenAI model to GPT-4o from the default GPT-3.5. GPT-4o is a much better model, and if you're going to be referring to information in the prompt or in a knowledge base, it is better to use a better model because you really want it to know exactly what it's looking for. The only downside of this model compared to 3.5 is that the latency is slightly increased, but you really can't tell a difference, and you should value the actual responses more than the latency.
Hey, welcome to City Dining. How can we help you?
Hi, have you got any truffle meals?
Yes, we have a delicious truffle mushroom soup. It's a velvety blend of wild mushrooms and black truffle, finished with a drizzle of truffle-oiled haute wood. You like to know more about it?
Have you got any lobster?
Yes, we have lobster thermidor. It's lobster meat cooked in a creamy mustard and cognac sauce, served in the shell with a side of wild rice. Would you like to know more or perhaps make a reservation?
So as you can see, that's already working great. It's able to refer to the menu items, and even then it's also started to ask us if we wanted to book in a reservation, just like we stated in the specifics of our assistant prompt. Now for the final part of our assistant, we want to be able to make those reservations that the customer has inquired about, and we can do that using a VAPI function. So just go over to the functions tab right here and you'll see a section called tools. What we need to do is go to the select tools button and click create new tool, then just hit new tool. We're going to be using a make.com scenario that books into Google Calendar for these reservations. Then select the make option in the middle. We've got a make automation that we're going to be using and connecting to VAPI to run our booking reservations. This right here is a booking automation that takes a VAPI request and turns it into a Google Calendar booking. I do have a previous video that covers more about exactly how to build this from scratch, which you can see in the top right. But if you want to skip all that, you can get access to this template by going into my school community below, and you can get this template for completely free. If you would like to connect this to something that isn't Google Calendar, that is very possible as well. You do just need to swap out these modules with the platform you're looking to send the information to. And if you aren't familiar with Make already, Make is an automations platform that connects with thousands of different applications. So it is likely that the platform that you're looking to make the bookings into is supported with Make.com. So to connect this, import the template and then go all the way to the first webhook module. Then set up this webhook by clicking add and giving it a name. It will then automatically generate this URL right here. And we're just going to click copy address to clipboard. Then we're going to come back to VAPI here and we're just going to paste that webhook URL right here. Then click next. Then next, we need to input all of the values that we want to capture from the customer to send in our booking appointments. So in this case, what we're looking for is the name of the customer looking to make the booking and exactly when they would like to make the booking. So for our first property, we're just going to say customer name, and we're going to say this is the name of the customer, and we're going to hit save. And then we're going to create a secondary property by clicking that box and just by typing booking time. And this is the time the user would like to book. Save. And then lastly, we just need to define the function as a whole. So what it does in general, and that's just going to be booking reservations. So I've just simply named it booking. And for the description, I'm just going to say when the user would like to make a booking. Then just hit create and it is all complete. We can now go back to our assistant, go to the functions, go to select tools and select the booking function, and then just make sure to hit publish. Then I'm going to go back to the make.com scenario and hit run once. I'm going to go back to VAPI and we're going to give it a call.
Hey, welcome to City Dining. How can we help you?
Hi, I'd like to book in for tomorrow at 2 p.m.
Sure. What is your name, please?
John.
Hold on a sec. Great. We've booked you in for tomorrow at 2 p.m. See you soon, John.
So this booking automation has just ran, and you can see here it has ran fully through for the booking, but this actually didn't work because I forgot to add a note right here that says, please do not format the booking time. The booking time was formatted improperly when it came through from Vappy. We didn't want it to be formatted in any time format because we've already got a ChatGPT step to do that for us. So we didn't actually need it to do that. So we're going to try it again by just adding, please do not format the booking time into our note section.
Hey, welcome to City Dining. How can we help you?
Hey, I'd like to make a reservation for tomorrow at 1 p.m.
Sure. What name should I use for the reservation?
John Smith.
One moment. Great. We've booked you in for tomorrow at 1 p.m., John Smith. Looking forward to seeing you soon.
And there we go. It's now booked us in for 1 p.m. As you can see here, start date for tomorrow 1 p.m. So that has perfectly worked. And there you go. One thing you may also need to add, do not format this into the actual tool description for the booking, because the way our make setup is done, we don't want it formatted in any way that the AI might think we want it to. So just say, do not format this, and it should be more accurate. If you want to learn more about building AI voice callers, you can go ahead and watch my 2-hour complete tutorial showing you everything there is to know about these AI phone callers. And also comment below of any other template examples that you'd like to see.